Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out. Today we're going to be covering Strategos. And no, this is not the board game. This is actually a battle simulator that has been created by Microprose. So if you guys don't know who Microprose is, I believe they're a fairly new developer. I haven't really seen a lot of games from them. Strategos is actually probably one of the first ones that came on my radar, but you guys can see they have a lot of titles coming up, fairly cheap games. Nothing is super expensive, and I look forward to checking out more of their games. So Microprose actually sent me the game key, so we're actually going to go and check it out. So I highly recommend that you guys check out the tutorial. So they do have reenactments in which you can play historical battles. So this game actually offers quite a bit. You guys can play campaigns, reenactments. So I highly recommend you guys actually play through all the different tutorials that they offer. It will make a lot more sense. I think a lot of you guys are actually coming from the Total War games, and they're just very, very different compared to those games. Alright guys, so I wanted to quickly go over a tutorial for you guys. Now you can access this in the game, but I wanted to kind of showcase this and just do a quick overview before I show off an actual battle. Alright, so a lot of it's pretty simple. You have WASD to move around. You have Q to pan. You can also zoom in. You can click on units, and if you hold control, you can select multiple. You can also drag and select units. Alright, so the biggest thing you guys need to know is that your general has a command radius. That's what you're seeing right there, is that purple circle. If I click H, you can actually go through different things. For example, this is the range. Let's say you have a missile unit. Let's go to the yellow. You can see the range of this cavalry unit that has javelins. So you guys can see where the archers are. That's their range. Another thing that you guys can do is actually go into this manual, and it provides a lot of detail on all the control and all the different things you can do. And it is absolutely worth it to go through this to learn what each of these little symbols mean. My understanding is the red circle is actually the impetuous charge range. So I think once a unit gets within this circle, this unit will charge. So another thing that you need to know, for example, right now, this light cavalry is outside of the command zone. When you give a command, it sends out couriers. And my understanding is actually, if you give a ton of commands to one unit, you can temporarily run out of couriers. You guys can see the couriers going back. So now they're going to do their thing. And since these guys are in a command zone, we're going to tell them to shoot. We're going to select these guys and have them march in formation forward. And there you go. They're charging because they have the opportunity there. So you guys are going to see them charge. And now they are actually retreating into safety. So that was actually kind of nice there. And you guys can see that we actually have shaken this unit, which is great for us. So let's have these guys come back over here, and then we'll attack that way. So that's great. So I did want to go over, if you zoom in, you guys will see that the units are not super detailed, and you can't really zoom in any further than this. So it's very different from Total War, but I do like it because it's realistic. So for example, you know, units need to communicate to each other, and if your commander, or there's nobody giving the orders of the commander, you're pretty much either left to, you know, decisions made by the leader of that unit, or in this game, it's usually they'll just stand still until they receive commands, which I also like because they're not doing their own thing, which I believe in Total War, you know, AI does its thing. So let's keep pushing these guys forward. So I think what we're going to do is push these guys forward like that. So let's just go like so. Right. And so if you do click control like this, you'll see your command. And let's say I did another command and it turns into red. That means you're no longer within the range of your commander, which is never good. All right, guys. So I did want to cover this. This is very important. You need to know and understand what these symbols mean. Receiving a charge. These are charging, pursuing, evading. Obviously, you never want to see the routing symbol. And of course, recoiling. And then there's melee. All right, so let's cover another really important thing here. So this kind of tells you how to win. So you win a battle by routing 65% of the enemy, or by routing 45% of the enemy with at least 30 percentage point routed advantage. Okay, and you guys can see that up here. It covers here the cohesion state. You're going from confident to shaken is yellow, wavering is black, and white would be routed, which is the last state. So you guys can see that we're under fire right now from the archers. So we're gonna have our archers focus on the archers. Have these guys pestering the raw spearmen. So you guys can see some of the statistics there. It says undisciplined, so they wouldn't be able to retreat. And there you go, there's the autonomous charge that's happening. So this is going to be very cool. And they are already wavering, which is really good for us. But let's get our commander nearby. Want to make sure we can support the units there. You guys see the charge symbol here. So if we click on the unit, we do have the fallback mode because they are disciplined units, which is important. Pushback mode, fallback mode, you have the hold mode, and now it says they're in melee. So let's get these guys to go in there. I'm going to charge. And I'm going to get the archers to get involved here. Let's get our command zone here and then attack. Hopefully we can attack some of the archer units there. Not sure what's happening there. So you guys see we're attacking the archers more. Staying active. Let's see if we can pushback mode. There you go. We just routed a unit there. And we're going to... Oh, looks like we already won. So now you guys can see the state of the aftermath. We broke 2 of their spearmen units here, which is great. And the rest of our units held up pretty well. So I actually do want to showcase a battle. So this is the Battle of Chaeronea. So it says the intended city-states of Greece, chafed under the de facto hegemony of Philip II of Macedon, after the end of the Third Sacred War, following the lead of the Athenian politician, they attempted to break away from the Macedonian control in 338 BC. So this is actual historical event. Philip marched south in response and confronted a combined force of Greeks led by Athenians and Thebans in Boeotia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Battle of Chaeronea. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, aggressive spears. So they could be really good for flanking. They are disciplined. Everybody here seems to be disciplined. So this is a fairly good composition here. So first thing I'm going to do is actually stretch out our line as much as possible. Right about there. They don't need to be all, you know... I do like the sound of that. So they don't need to be really close to each other. I think little gaps in between is okay. We do have the cavalry here, which we could use to flank, which is likely what we're going to do. So these are lances. So you want these guys up front. Okay. You just press H, and as you guys can see, there's no yellow circles here. So the only ones who have that is our archers, which, by the way, we can push these guys up even more, which I'm okay with, like that. All All right, let's begin the battle. All right, so these guys can actually start doing that. Let's take these 3 guys and push them up. Actually gonna do it like that. Nope. And this is our command unit here. We don't need both. Actually, I'm gonna call this guy back over here so we can have a courier, and then these guys will stay together. So we can have immediate command there. Well, this is actually really cool. You guys are seeing... Alright, I'm gonna retreat you. Yeah, see, this is really bad. We need couriers in order for this to happen. I'm gonna have him... Alright, so we gotta be careful with our general here. These guys are retreating, which is good. And let's have these guys pull back so you can hold control. You could see the commands that you made, which is okay by us. So we have a lot of stuff going on here. What do we have here? No. I want you to go this way first. All right. You have this guy. He's going here. There you go. So we just click the run speed. We have some engagements going to be happening here. We're going to hold mode. Push forward. Let's see. All right, so that guy's coming over, having some battles here. Continue to hold. Gonna hold. Keep pestering. All right, here we go. It's weird. Should be able to destroy this unit here. Should be able to rout them actually completely. All right. There you go. Let's push these guys back. You can zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. We're actually going to flank these guys like so. Alright, so this is actually really bad. 2 of our units got completely routed. This is very bad. We need these guys to come in here. We're actually gonna do that. See if we get these 2 units come in here. Wow, this is actually really bad. A lot of our units are routing, which is not good for us. So we need you to charge. Yeah, so this main formation here is kind of wrecking us. Actually want to bring this guy over. So we're able to route another unit there. So we're going to hold. our armies have been split, so that's not good. We're actually only slightly winning here. Oh. So I'm not able to actually do anything here. And this is actually really bad. We need to push back. And then we had another unit get routed there. It's not good. Let's take these guys. Let's get rid of these archers. So this battle is actually really not going in our favor at all. Just had another unit rout there. So again, you have to wait for the unit to be out of this mode in order to help your other unit. So let's see if we can do that. So we were able to route some things here. Well, that's not good. So I just routed that unit. So right now we're even at 60%. We were able to route this unit here too, which is really, really good. So there you go. We actually won the battle. It was very, very close. I'm not going to lie. It got very difficult very quickly. And a lot was just going on super fast as soon as both my armies got split apart. And then I was issuing too many commands. And then next thing you know, cavalry's lingering too long, engaging with spear units. And they had superiority with numbers on the left flank, which I almost lost, but was able to hold on barely. So you guys can see just how fun this can actually be. So we had 10 units that were broken against their 13 units that were broken, and I think that is what won us the battle, but barely. So we were going against the Athenians and we were playing as the Macedonians. You can swap sides, you can redo the battle. I feel like they had more units than us, but I could be wrong. You could see that right here. They did have just a few more units than we did, but overall, I would say it's actually really fun. This is kind of one of those games that you're mainly zoomed out as you play. It's really important to see the banner symbols. So I highly recommend you guys check out this game. It's right now on sale for $22. It is really fun. Now, I think it would be really, really cool if they were able to add a multiplayer option that would improve the replayability of this game. But overall, I think it offers a lot, and you guys should check it out. As always, subscribe, like, engage, share. Helps our channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and take care.
Where does he go?
Don't know, Majesty.
Envelop him, Bessus.